Gay jokes. So, a gay man goes to church one Sunday. As the offering basket is passed, he drops in a big wad of bills. When the basket gets back to the minister, he notices the wad of money and announces, "Someone here was very generous in the offering today. I would like to ask the person who gave this large amount of money to please stand." The gay man stood up. The minister continued, "Well, sir, we certainly do appreciate your generosity. And to show our appreciation, I'm going to let you select your 3 favorite hymns." "Okay," the gay man replied, "I'll take him, him and him." Gay jokes. What does a gay man and an ambulance have in common? They both get loaded from the rear and go hoo hoo. Yo mama jokes. Yo mama's so fat when God said let there be light she was told to move out of the way. Marriage jokes. Husband, honey, why are you wearing your wedding ring on the wrong finger? Wife. Because I married the wrong man. Alcohol jokes. A fellow walks into a bar feeling very down on himself. As he walks up to the bar, the bartender asks, "What's the matter?" The fellow replies, "Well, I've got these 2 horses, Sniff, Sniff, and well, I can't tell them apart. I don't know if I'm mixing up riding times or even feeding them the right foods." The bartender, feeling sorry for the guy, tries to think of something he can do. "Why don't you try shaving the tail of one of the horses?" The man stops crying and says, "That sounds like a good idea, I think I'll try it." A few months later he comes back to the bar in worse condition than he was before. "What's the matter now?" the bartender asks. The fellow, in no condition to be in public, answers, "I shaved the tail of one of the horses, sob, sob, but it grew back and I can't tell them apart again." The bartender, now just wanting him to shut up or leave, says, "Why don't you try shaving the mane, maybe that will not grow back." The fellow stops crying, has a few drinks, and leaves. A few months later the fellow is back in the bar. The bartender has never seen anybody in this sorry of a state. Without the bartender even asking, the fellow breaks into his problems. I shaved the sob mane of one of the Sniff horses, Andorra. It grew back." The bartender, now furious at the guy's general stupidity, yells, "For crying out loud, just measure the stupid horses. Perhaps one is slightly taller than the other one." The fellow cannot believe what the bartender has said and storms out of the bar. The next day the fellow comes running back into the bar as if he had just won the lottery. It worked," he exclaims. "I measured the horses and the black one is 2 inches taller than the white one." Lawyer jokes. Q. If you are stranded on a desert island with Adolf Hitler, Attila the Hun, and a lawyer, and you have a gun with only 2 bullets, what do you do? A. Shoot the lawyer twice. School jokes. A student called into school as his father in the hopes of getting out of school. That day, my son had the flu and can a trademark T make it to school today, he said. Who is this speaking? Said the secretary. This is my father Jokes about life. I went to the psychiatrist, and he says you're crazy. I tell him I want a second opinion. He says, okay, you're ugly too. Military jokes. During the Iraq War, a lieutenant asked the soldier why he was falling back. During a really fierce battle, didn't you hear me say that we're outnumbered 4-1? The soldier replied, I got my 4, sir. Black humor jokes. A man with no legs is lying on the beach, when 3 attractive blondes approach him. The first blonde says to him, I bet you've never been hugged before. The legless man shakes his head. Then the second blonde says, I bet you've never been kissed before. The legless man shakes his head again. Then the third blonde says, I bet you've never been fucked before. The legless man says, no. The third blonde replies, well, you are now, because the tide is coming in.